Hi, Rosie again. And it's the morning of day 5. It's Sunday, so I don't have to do anything if I don't want. Matter of fact, other than the things that I really want to do to get ready for my job, there's, life's pretty cruisy at the moment, which is always good. You don't want to have too much stress when you want to do an extended fast. So this morning I had that feeling where I'm a little bit shaky, and I must say I'm surprised, and my surprise comes not from the fact that I've got it. The surprise comes because I can tell you right now, back in the day when I used to have my 3 meals and 3 snacks every day, as per one of the diets that I followed, if I missed a meal, I got those shakes. My body would say immediately, what's happened? Where's my food? I'm going to die if you don't give me my food. Well, it wasn't so much my body, was it? It was more, this thinking that was really pounded into me as a child. You've got to have your 3 meals a day. You've got to have your breakfast. You cannot cope with the day if you don't have breakfast. And I think I stopped eating breakfast when I was about 14. And then, of course, all of the diet gurus would say, oh, you have to have breakfast. So I would force myself to have breakfast. Never did me any good. The only diet that I really liked and really did well on was the old Easy Slim diet. If you get a chance to Google it, that's Easy Slim. It was essentially a higher carbohydrate diet that was the closest I've come to the keto diet, because it limited the high carbohydrate foods and it was all clean foods. Don't have your gravy mixes, don't have anything with flour in it. Limit your bread. I think you were limited to 3 slices of bread, so you could have 1 slice for breakfast and 2 slices for lunch, or maybe the other way around. It's the closest thing that I've come to being a satisfying diet, although some of the recipes drove me nuts. And now I reckon I could go back to doing the Easy Slim diet. I've still got all the books, and just add a bit more fat into it. I think it reduced the fat too much. But, like all diets, unless everybody else was on a diet with me, I wasn't really motivated to diet on my own. It kind of sucks. The beauty of the Easy Slim diet was I could feed the same food to my kids and my husband, and they just got more of it than I did. I limited my quantity. But, even then I was eating breakfast when I really wasn't inclined to eat breakfast. So we'll see how we go when I get off this fast, because, diet is just what you eat every day. And if you're going to restrict what you eat every day to, lower your weight, then that's just a change in your diet. I think we've got to stop calling weight loss diets. We've got to just, call them something a little bit different, because everybody's on a diet. Because diet is just what we eat. At least that is my humble interpretation of it. It's, some of us are on a high calorie, high carbohydrate, high fat, high sugar diet. That's what I was living on. It wasn't a good diet. It wasn't healthy. I never claimed that my normal way of eating was healthy. It was enjoyable. Very, very enjoyable. So I really like my food, as I've said before. And, we really need to do something that's enjoyable. So I'm going to see if I can bring this up, because somehow there isn't a chat showing here. Not that I expect anybody to be here, but apparently somebody watched this yesterday. So, what's going on there? If you do hear any unusual noises, there's things happening here. So, I think I have to go here. who knows? I cannot just come out and be honest and say, I don't know what I'm doing here. The reason I refuse to wear makeup on these videos is because you need to see what my skin looks like now and figure out how, if there's any changes at all. There might be no changes. I might just look like an old decrepit thing at the end of this. I don't know. Hope not. This idea of turning old and decrepit just doesn't do it for me. I may not be vain enough to be able to follow a diet and, to dress up to the nines and wear makeup every day, but there is a bit of vanity when it comes to looking old and haggard. I don't quite like it. Don't like the idea of, growing old. Oh, look, it is there. Still haven't found a chat function, so if anyone wants to have a chat. Sorry guys, haven't got it up anywhere, which is unusual. But yeah, not for my level of knowledge about all things video. And of course I'm lazy because I don't want to edit videos. Because it's another thing to learn. And I have a high mental energy input job, so I need to reserve all of that energy for actually getting the job done rather than learning more things that take time that I may not ever be good at. Still have to learn it all, don't I? Afraid so. Anyway, back to the fasting. So I pulled up a couple of videos, or blogs on what to expect when you're fasting, and what I'm going through today should have happened about day 2 or 3, so I'm not sure what the go is, what happened on day 1 and 2, but I think it's because I had that massive migraine. It just, I don't know, maybe day 5 is another stage of what you experience is just changing over. I should have been in ketosis a couple of days ago. I haven't tested yet. I should really start testing for ketones. Today I'm going to start adding in some electrolytes, probably only every second day at this stage. Only because, I don't know, better safe than sorry comes to mind. The ones I've got don't have calories, so I'll have a go to see how it pans out. One blog that I read, the person added in apple cider vinegar every day, and that might be a way of doing it. Every now and then, if I have too much water, I get acid reflux. So when I've had that and it's been painful, I've had a tablespoon of, I love the old German pickled cucumbers, and I've got this big jar of pickled cucumbers that I grabbed from Aldi's, as you do, and it's got a really, really mild pickle juice in it. So I've had a tablespoon of that when I've had the painful reflux. So, I've been on top of that. I might just keep taking the pickle juice, but only limited amounts, of course. If you add in too much salt, it defeats the purpose of the water fast, apparently. I'm no expert, but it makes sense to me. And, this morning I've had a cup of coffee. I try to limit how much coffee I have. And I'm expecting to be able to drop the coffee altogether. Come next week when, my body's a bit more used to this whole idea of not eating. The reason I've been having the coffee is because I like it. It's not good for me. But if I'm going to do a 28-day water fast and then for the next 12 days slowly reintroduce food to get me to starting to almost sort of eat maybe at the end of 40 days, then, you know, I've got time up my sleeve. I'm not expecting much in the way of weight loss because I didn't lose a lot of weight last time. So this morning I weighed 80.1 kilos. I suspect all of the weight loss so far is water loss. Wouldn't surprise me. I haven't done my measurements today because I want to do them once a week just to see what happens once a week. I'm feeling a lot better in myself. I was a little bit headachy in the morning, but that's because I woke up every hour on the hour last night. And then I was really late dragging my sorry behind out of bed this morning because, you know, nothing urgent to do. Normally my day starts at 4:30 in the morning, and I've been letting that slide over the last 3 or 4 weeks simply because I needed to catch up on my sleep. Over summer, I don't sleep. I don't know what it is. I mean, we've got an air conditioner that we run at night. You know, I sort of used to feel guilty about it, and hubby said, no, we got it so that we can sleep over summer. You know, when I'm at work and you're alone at home, run the air conditioner. And of course we got the 2 fluffy frou-frou dogs, so they tend to feel the heat a lot. So I put it on at night and pretend that the air conditioner's for them. It's not really, it's for all of us. But, you know, anything to maintain a level of comfort because we can. You know, it's not like back in the day when we didn't have air conditioners at all. We've got access to air conditioners, why not use them? Is my thinking. But even with the not having to deal with the heat, I still wasn't sleeping well. My headaches started really badly about December. So every morning I'd wake up with a headache, and some mornings I would wake up feeling like I had a hangover, even though I wasn't drinking. It's nothing more demoralising than waking up with a hangover when you haven't had the pleasure of the old bubbly. But you get that on the big jobs. So I'm not sure what's causing the headaches. I would go to a doctor, but my doctor that I've been seeing for a few years doesn't want to see me anymore because I asked about a certain exemption, and I caused her an anxiety attack. It's like, I'm not sure what a doctor's doing getting an anxiety attack about a certain question. It just makes no sense. It's like what? Anyway, I'll find a new doctor. I've still got my doctor in Perth who looks after me for my thyroid. I mean, all of those appointments are over the phone, so no doubt I'll find another doctor that I can do phone appointments with, and to make sure that I've got a proper reading on my blood pressure, I'll probably go into the chemist and get a blood pressure taken there. Only because sometimes there's doubt on whether your home one is good enough. I think mine is good enough. I think it's spot on. So I haven't taken my blood pressure this morning yet. I can't imagine there being much of a change yet. I'll take it later after I've chilled a bit more. I did a lot of work yesterday. I did actually end up cleaning a lot of the weeds out, and then every time I took the puppies out for their toilet break, I would, do some more work in the garden, which is good. I like the idea of getting on top of things. I ended up cooking a great big meal for, it's enough for a fortnight to feed my puppies, so later today I'm going to have to freeze that. But, they liked it, which is good. I'm trying to get both the dogs onto more natural foods because Oliver seems to have an itch, and I'm not sure if it's an emotional itch or if it's an allergy to food he's having. And when I withhold certain treats, his eyes clear up, so I suspect it's from the food he's having. So I just want to change their food to be a bit better. Probably making a rod for my back, but what the hey, they're my babies. I'm going to have them for a long time. We want to give them the best long life that we can. So I've been looking a lot more into gardening, how I can do the gardening when I'm working full time again. Because I'll be working from home a lot, I think it'll be easy to fit the gardening around what I'm doing, especially over the winter, because there's not much that you can do over winter other than, grow you a few winter crops and keep on top of the weeds. The weeds are horrendous, and I'm one of the biggest problems in relation to weeds because I don't stay on top of them. And that's been because I've been so unenthusiastic about everything for quite a while. And I think that's one of the reasons I want to do this water fast, to see if I can get my oomph back, because I have lost it. I just can't be asked. Can't be bothered enough to look good. And the few occasions that show up where I need to look good, that ship sailed. So hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things soon. Yesterday, like late last night, I was hungry for a little bit, but still not as much as I thought I would be. I thought that I'd be, really craving it. I think about food a lot, but it's not from hunger, and the kind of food I want to eat would do nothing to feed my body. Let's just get totally straight. If I ate now, it would not be food that's healthy for me. So, me not eating at the moment is irrelevant because I don't eat, well, over the last 6 months I haven't really eaten well. Well, the last 4 months really. I was quite good up until New Year's. Yeah, New Year's really got to me because, government, need we say more. But here I am trying to do what's right for me. I am keeping an eye on all of the things. I'll probably have to take a photo sometime today. I should have taken one at the beginning of the whole rigmarole, but who's got the energy? And of course, the day I was going to take it, I had a massive headache. So the most that I could do was, do my weight and my measurements, and I totally forgot about the photo. So, I have planned this as a 2-year process. Well, 1 year and 11 months. So I've got the time up my sleeve to get the weight under control. So it doesn't matter that I won't lose all of the weight or a lot of the weight over this. So I'm quite looking forward to some autophagy happening. They tell me that it's good for me. They tell me that my body will eat all of the dud cells. And I can assure you there's a lot of dud cells. And I get really annoyed about the fat cells. All of the other cells, they just wither and die. And my fat cells, they just hang in there forever. Bloody annoying. Never mind, we'll get over it. Hopefully they'll start to behave themselves and I'll be able to stick with it all after I finish the fast. At least, I know I won't practice moderation. For me, moderation would be to only eat a block of chocolate once a week. So, the chances of that happening at the moment are pretty slim, and I know that. So I have to figure out over the next 6 weeks how I'm going to handle my food cravings. At this stage, I'm still thinking, intermittent fasting with a 4-hour eating window, and the 4 hours actually allows me to cook a good meal and taste it as I'm preparing it so that it actually tastes good. I used to do the carbohydrate addicts diet, and one of the reasons why I didn't fail on it. I was losing weight, but that hour eating window always got me because it was an hour. And I'm pretty sure that if it's 3 hours or 4 hours, you still get the same result if you're only eating one meal a day. And then, of course, you're supposed to eat your proper meal and then your treats. And in that hour, I invariably started with the treats and ended up with a proper meal so that I got enough treats in. Because that's the way my warped mind works. It's as simple as that. So, I'm not going to make any excuses. That's just how I think, and that's what I have to work on for me. I think we need to stop kidding ourselves about how much we eat when we're overweight. I certainly have never lied about how much I eat and the rubbish foods I eat. Am I embarrassed? I don't know. I certainly know that when other people tell me that, and they're obviously overweight like I am, and they say, oh, I don't eat any fat or sugar. And I'm thinking, well, what the hell are you eating? You must eat an awful lot. And then I think maybe they have the sugar cool drink, which, and the orange juice and all of that stuff that adds the calories. And then they say that they don't have any of that either. And I don't know. I really don't know. I would sometimes blush when I told them just how much sugar I was eating. And, you don't get a body like mine if you're living on a healthy diet, which is true. You don't get as, beautifully rotund as I am by following a good diet. So I'm going to have to, come up with a really good relationship with food, and hopefully some of my issues will be sorted by the time I finish this fast, or at least some of the health issues, so that I'm a bit more balanced. I've signed up for another vitamin and mineral infusion, so that's definitely going to be happening. I feel a lot better this time around, a lot earlier than I did last time I did a 28-day fast. I didn't start feeling good until, I think it was about day 8 or 9. Whereas, apart from the headache, the migraine, I felt pretty good, and I feel pretty balanced in myself at the moment, and I'm quite chuffed that I've managed to get this far without food. And cooking the puppy food wasn't too bad, and I do add good herbs for them, things that aren't going to hurt them, that will help them, so that it's not a bland gunk that I've cooked. So the house was filled with some quite delightful smells from the herbs I've put in there. And then, of course, you go outside and all the neighbours are cooking, and it's like, they're cooking good food today. So I'm not sure what it is. I've never used to notice the neighbours cooking before, probably because I haven't had food. Yes, you notice what you concentrate on, and I'm concentrating on food because I'm not having any. So anyway, that's probably it for today. I'm travelling quite well. I'll probably have some electrolytes shortly. I don't have the shakes and that now. That pretty much went away after I had the coffee. Feeling pretty energetic. That headache that I had from not sleeping through the night, that's settled down already as well. As soon as I had some water this morning, that went. I'm looking into having some vinegar in my water first thing in the morning, but not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm supposed to be doing a pure water fast, so I'm wondering if I should just stick to water, and then I think, oh, but I don't want to, stuff up my body too much. Other people who've added the vinegar and electrolytes, they saw great improvement in their blood results. So, see how I go. I'm going to take it, a moment at a time. Listen to my body this time, not my brain. My brain's quite warped when it comes to food. It likes to play games with me. Yeah, a block of chocolate doesn't hurt, you know that. My brain lies. It does. It lies. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll see. Anyway, another rant tomorrow. I'll see how I go. Hopefully it'll be, oh, look, day 6. We'll see. No promises made. All due care taken. Catch you guys. Have fun.